Hi guys, this is Gaza with Michael Ganoe. I've been showing him all throughout the south here, along the Gaza border, showing him the front lines, taking him to the soldiers while he's bringing them chocolates and getting them encouraged, giving them the strength to know that there are people like him around the world who love Israel, stand with Israel, and support Israel. Now, this is where we're going to finish our tour today. Thank you, Michael, for coming with me.
Oh, bro, thanks for having me. It was awesome.
We're just going to finish here. We started in Sderot and then on and on. We've seen all kinds of different communities here. We've seen the soldiers who are fighting the fight today, like when I was fighting back in 2003 as a regular soldier here in the Gaza Strip. These young boys are the ones that received the chocolates as they were getting ready for their mission tonight to watch over this beautiful nation, this beautiful land. Just behind me here, guys, is one of the communities. I'm purposely not going to show you too much, but this is one of the communities right along the border of Israel who are living under constant threat from the Gaza Strip. You probably have heard of the tunnels recently. If you read in the news, and I'm almost positive that your news hasn't talked about it, but over just south of us here on the Gaza Strip, the border between Egypt and Israel, the Egyptian army flooded one of those terror tunnels with water and killed, I think it was four Hamas operatives. And I wish we would do the same, by the way. I wish Israel would take the exact same measures in putting an end to this threat, because this community right behind me and all around us here, and where I've showed you that other place, right along the border. We're talking about 500 meters from here, guys. And for those of you in the U.S., you can do the configuration. I don't know what it is in yards or whatever, but 500 meters, that's nothing. That's half a kilometer is the Gaza border. And they build those tunnels right into these communities. And there were tunnels found in this very field that we're standing in right now, by the way.
Wow.
That's the reality. I mean, can you imagine as a tourist, you're coming here. Tourists don't come here. I mean, if you were to come here, all of a sudden, and it can happen, a terrorist will come out right here in this field, right here where I'm standing,
Wow.
Okay, pop out of a tunnel with the attempt of murdering innocent people, snatch and grab. I'm saying this is the threat that we live under, guys. This is unacceptable. For me, who made a swearing in when I was in the combat unit, we swore at the Kotel. I remember, I will never forget it. We all swore, and we said it 3 times. That's how you make a confirmation in Jewish legal way. So we said 3 times, Ani nishba, and I remember it echoing off the walls of the Kotel in Jerusalem with hundreds of soldiers, war fighters, with the intent that we swear to defend this nation no matter what. We lay down our lives. And many of us have done that. Many of us, good friends of mine, have laid down our life to defend this nation. For us to be living under the threat of we can't defend ourselves is sickening to me. It's sickening to know that terror tunnels can pop up here and threaten the lives of these people living here, and there's nothing I can do about it. That's sickening. It's unbelievable. And you know what it all boils down to? International pressure. Your governments that are funding and supporting terrorism, supporting these terrorists over here, that their one mission is not statehood, is not freedom and what have you. They have freedom in the Gaza Strip. But they choose to take all that funding, all that money, and to fight us and to try to kill us, the Jewish people. What it is a threat against the Jewish nation. If there were no Jews here, they would be killing each other. That's what it boils down to. And actually, before I end it, I want to give you something to say, Mike. Go ahead.
First of all, I want to say thank you for this trip. Even though I've been down here before, a lot of the things that you've shown me, I've obviously learned something new. And so there's always something we can glean, more knowledge. But I want to say to your listeners, support Cry for Zion and the Temple Mount. You're moving in January, and I think it's very important.
We're moving to Jerusalem
to Jerusalem. And right now, especially with the change in the government in the U.S. that supposedly stands with Israel, we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
It's going to be very important, because I believe we're going to see more and more events transpire now with the UN resolution.
Yeah.
It's time for the Jewish people across this country to stop being concerned about what the world thinks, because in the end, the world doesn't care about you. And no matter what you do to continue to give away little bits of this and little bits of that, it's all going to be to your demise anyway if you do. I always say to the soldiers, you only need 2 things: let me make this perfectly clear as an American. You don't need the United States. The United States needs you. If we're going to be blessed, we need you to be safe and secure. And by us helping you do that, that's what maintains our safety and security, no matter how bad our culture is. With that being said, the Jewish people need two things, each other and God. Historically, and especially let's use 1948 to today, that's all you've ever had. The United States has done nothing for you, and they do nothing for you now. That little paycheck we send you feeds our military-industrial complex, and we basically give you the shell of a helicopter and airplane, and then your electronics are better than ours.
Right. And that's because of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not because of who we are, not because of, you know.
That's just the truth.
That's just the truth. For those of us who fear and believe in the Bible, and from what Michael was saying here, I just want to piggyback off of that and just say, you heard it from the mouth of one from the nations who is telling us not to put our trust in the nations. That's what I'm asking you to pray for Israel. When you want to pray for us, pray that we have a leadership that fears God. And that's really going to always transcend everything that happens in this land and everything that happens in, as far as my opinion, your opinion. That's what's going to transcend all of these things, is that we need to trust in God. You know, end of story. Standing with God's promises, that's what matters. Not who you think you are or who I think I am.
All right.
And what authority we have to say or whatever. We don't have an authority. God is the ultimate authority, and He's the one who has the final word in this land, in this country. And I want to thank you guys for listening to this special report from the Gaza Strip. So this is Don Kedar from Israel. God bless you, and shalom.
Come here and be a part of this greatness. I shouldn't be here. You should be here. All right, Toda. Love you, brother. Wow.
All right, so I just finished dropping off Michael Ganoe here at the train station, and just had a really good day here, I would say, as far as showing him the South, the threats that we're living under with these terror tunnels just right up against our communities, and you know, giving him some eye-opening experience and examples to help share with his network. And so that was exciting. Had a great time. Don Kedar signing out. God bless you guys. I hope you enjoyed this program. Shalom.